Hey, today I wanted to have a quick catch up with you because I have been getting these comments several times now in several videos that I've been creating, especially when I'm talking about progressing in your career as a product manager. And the question usually is about what type of certification should I take next in my career? Sometimes it's just to take the PO certification, pro owner certification. Some cases, somebody looking for a chief product officer certification. My thoughts, I would like to talk about my thoughts on this. Not only about my thoughts on do you need or not these certifications, and also in the peculiarities of different countries and maybe how these certifications are used according to those countries. So starting from my point of view, I am a product leader. I have been working in product management for since 2010, if I'm correct, and in tech companies for over 20 years nowadays. I have been product manager, senior program manager, product director. I have managed teams, hired teams of product managers, product designers, data scientists. From my point of view, I'm working in Finland. And I don't know that I see very important to have a certification. In all honesty, when I have been looking at CVs, I usually have not paid too much attention if people have a certification or not. I am more interested in if they have been taking courses, if they have been educating themselves. That's an interesting thing, but I'm obviously more interested in their experience and in their background. And the fact that somebody has a certification doesn't necessarily mean that they have the experience. That's different stories. They have the information maybe, but they don't have necessarily the knowledge. And in all honesty, when I'm looking for product managers, generally I have been looking for very senior people, or let's say mid of the, somebody has experience, some experience, several years, or somebody that is a senior product manager, or the same for product designers and so on. So for me, looking for somebody that has a certification, it really doesn't add much value because they can get the knowledge in other ways. And many people just get the knowledge about product management by just doing product management because that's how most of the people learn these things nowadays. And you learn a lot by, or at least you get the information much nowadays from YouTube channels, from different courses that are out there, this channel. And this kind of information is readily available out there. So I don't see like a must need to have a certification. And I would say that in most of Europe, at least, the demand for certifications is relatively low in general. I don't think that this is something that is very asked, especially when you go to relatively mature tech countries. Okay, so I am from Spain, and I know in some places in Spain, they still ask for certification as part of the process. Why? This is my hot take. I think that sometimes people don't know how to evaluate if somebody is a good product manager or not. Then the certification gives you that. It's a little bit like, well, you had to have a certification that you speak English, but well, you can test that by just speaking English. And if the people can talk in English, then they know English. You can easily identify that. And you can relatively easily identify if somebody has the knowledge in product management or not within an interview. Within an interview, of course, you have to have framework to do that interview to get that understanding if the person knows or not about product management. And of course, there's so much that you can get to know in an interview, but it could be a different topic for a different video. Then when it comes to peculiarities of different countries, I think that many of the comments that I'm getting about certifications are coming from countries like India, if I'm correct, Pakistan, and countries in that area, more like potentially even Southeast Asia as well. And I think that maybe there is a little bit like in Spain, and this is just my opinion, obviously don't take it as a fact because I don't live there, but I notice that I get the demand from people that come from those countries, or the question usually. And usually the question is that which certification should they get? And again, it might be that it's a local requirement. It might be that those certifications are important and education is important. I have to say that in Finland, probably education and certification in most of the cases it's not super important. It's important. It has some kind of degree of importance, of course, and it depends on maybe in some professions it does. But when it comes to product management, they care much more that you have been working in tech companies, that you have worked, especially if you're working with development teams, that you have worked in those with development teams in the past. Even if you have some background in software engineering, that might be very much appreciated if you are going to be working with that type of teams. If you have been working already as a product manager, then you end up with a catch-22, is that how do you get experience as a product manager if you never are able to apply to jobs because you don't have that experience as a product manager. So companies, and I know I've done it, I was many times and still do when I look for product managers, ask that they have that experience in product management. But if you don't get that first job, it's very difficult to get it. I think I have a video about this. I will link it up there so you can go and take a look. So certifications, do you need them? No, yes. Okay, look, I think that certifications might be good if they serve you as a training, if they help you to get the information on how to do product management, at least to a certain degree. And at least you get a little bit that understanding and that information, and to some point, a little bit of knowledge by applying it in certain cases. Usually those cases are going to be relatively basic, but it's a start. It's better than nothing. Do you really need them to get a job? I don't think so. I think that you can get that knowledge in other ways. You can get the knowledge for free in many places nowadays. And I don't think that it gives a very big change. And it is much more important, I think, when you go to an interview and when you talk to a person that potentially is going to hire you, that I might not have been a product manager, but when I have been talking or working with my team, I have been always taking the point of view of the customer, try to understand what they're trying to do, try to understand how, what is important for them. I have tried also to prioritize my work according to the business demands and the customer demands. If you are able to demonstrate that you have been able to do that in your work and your daily work, even as a software engineer, a product designer, whatnot, you are proving much more that you have the skills that are required then to be a product manager. And I think that that's way more important than having a certification, because certification doesn't mean that the person actually has the knowledge. Some people that might not have the certification actually might have a better knowledge to be a product manager. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Do you need certifications? And also, if you live in a country where you need certifications, please let us know in the comments below. What are the country where you are, or which country are you? Do you need or are any certifications important in your country or not? Certifications for getting product owner, product manager type of role. So any type of product manager. I can be a CPO. I would be surprised if a company demands that somebody has a certificate to be a CPO, a certification, sorry. I've never seen it. I have been myself a CPO, never had to do any kind of certification. So yeah, I don't know how important is that realistically. But hey, let us know in the comments. I might do a video about it if many of you answer, and we gather enough information to share with the rest of us. If you like this kind of content, give it a like. It helps me massively. I will see you in the next one. And remember, stay safe.